Welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be going over how to make $100,000 or more working in cybersecurity, how you can start out, whether you're transitioning into the field from an IT background or you're starting fresh. I'm going to show you how you can create a career roadmap for yourself to get that 100K or more salary. Now when I say that, I'm trying to be realistic with the salary expectations, and what we're targeting here is a job role that you can be expected to make after about 5 years of experience. Now, entry-level positions are going to be making a little less, but I'm going to show you how you can manage your career through certifications, through different training to reach that 100K mark. If you have any questions throughout the live stream, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll be talking throughout I'll be answering questions through the chat. Please ask questions. I want to encourage a lot of participation. I love hearing you guys' questions and comments, and I want to make this useful for you so you have questions that are relevant to you, or if you're looking for specific certifications or you have a certain scenario you want to talk through, let me know. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. So we're going to talk about why cybersecurity is a great career field to get into, different certifications you can pursue to get your goals, your salary goals within cybersecurity, the different entry-level certifications, the mid-level certifications, and if you're more advanced in the field, those types of certifications, what they can offer for you. And if you're a soldier or a veteran, we do a lot of training with soldiers and veterans here at Cyberkraft, or a military spouse. We're going to show you different funding opportunities that are available for you as well. I'm also going to show you different career paths within cybersecurity that you can consider. There's lots of different roles in cyber. You can work a very technical role where you're doing coding, you're responding to live threats, or you can do more of the policy role, the auditing, the analytics, the governance, risk, and compliance route. There's lots of different career tracks you can have. There's free training available. We have lots of resources here on the YouTube channel. I'm going to show you where to find resources to help you with your studies. I'm going to talk to you about study habits, and then we're going to have questions and answers. I'm going to ask questions and read your questions throughout the videos. So please ask questions. I'm here to answer those for you. Now, why would you consider cybersecurity? Okay, so cybersecurity, if you're a soldier or veteran, you're probably already wired, but cybersecurity is a booming career field. Let's take a look at different jobs that are available right now. I want to say, let's take a look at Indeed.com. And let's just take a look at, here I did a search for cybersecurity with Indeed. And here I found, just off a single search, 21,000 open jobs in cybersecurity. Now that's fantastic. Last month when I was doing these searches, it was about 15,000 jobs open in cybersecurity. Now what I'm seeing is over 20,000 every time I do a search here. This is where I like to pull my data right from the actual jobs that are open on job boards. I like to use Indeed. I would also recommend using dice.com. This is a great one for tech jobs. So if you look at cybersecurity, great job board for tech jobs specifically. I actually got jobs, all of my cybersecurity jobs were I was hired off of Dice. I had a Dice profile, somebody contacted me, and then I got hired, interviewed for a position. So I definitely recommend creating a Dice profile if you're pursuing a job in tech or in cybersecurity. And here we see 4,700 jobs. So it's a little more focused. Indeed, of course, is still very popular. So we see that 21,000 open jobs in cybersecurity. So it's a great booming career field. There's also a lot of pay. Cybersecurity is newer than IT, so it's a little more specialized, and usually you see the better pay than IT. So if you're working in IT, you're working at help desk or IT support, cybersecurity is a great way for you to transition to a higher paying, more valuable career field. So if your employers are going to value you more, you're going to also use all that IT experience that counts as cybersecurity experience. It's a fantastic career field. I definitely recommend, especially if you're a soldier or a veteran. As a soldier or a veteran, you already have a lot of the mindset, the risk management training that you get in the military, the way you think about missions and orders and operations. That is all highly valuable in the cybersecurity career field. There's a lot of regulations, policies that you need to follow within cybersecurity. Oftentimes you're adhering to a certain policy. For example, ISO standards like ISO 27000 or NIST 800-53, those are very similar to military regulations. So it's a highly regulated field, and your military experience can be very helpful. If you don't have military experience, say you work in a job that requires you to follow a lot of detailed procedures or different policies, maybe you work in insurance, or you work even like if you're a truck driver, you have to follow different procedures and standards when loading your truck, load displacement, making sure that you're following different state regulations, highway regulations. I mean, that type of detail-oriented approach can be very helpful in cybersecurity. It's also a fantastic career field because there's a lot of freedom. Many of the jobs in cybersecurity are remote. If we take a look at Indeed again, we take cybersecurity, and let's just say, well, we can sort this by remote, and I could say remote here, remote. So here we search. 1,000 of those jobs are remote, and a lot of the jobs are going to be hybrid too, so we can take a look, hybrid work. 2,000 of those jobs are hybrid. So there's quite a few jobs in cybersecurity that are hybrid or remote, and we can also even search here for the location as remote. And here we see, again, 1,000 jobs. So a lot of jobs are remote. Many of my jobs when I was working as a cybersecurity analyst were remote jobs. So, I know that those jobs are out there. So if you want to work remotely, you want to spend more time with your family, cybersecurity is a great career field to get into. Okay, I see some questions. Ham Sola, I like that name. That's really funny. Pass your Security Plus. You watch PBQ practice videos and it helped. Hey, great. Well, congratulations on passing your test. I'm glad my videos helped you. Fantastic. Well done. That's fantastic. Yeah, so again, a lot of great career roles in cybersecurity. The pay is really good. It pays more than a lot of other careers, and the growth potential is phenomenal. The cybersecurity industry has been a booming career industry. It's one of the fastest growing career fields. It has been since I started in cybersecurity, and it has never stopped being one of the top career fields for growth. Also, if you're a military veteran or a soldier, just know that the cybersecurity career field has a higher proportion of veterans working in the cybersecurity career field than pretty much any other career. It has, I believe, over 15% of the workforce in cybersecurity is comprised of veterans, which is pretty phenomenal if you think about how many veterans comprise the normal population. Now, there's lots of different options too within cybersecurity. You're never going to be bored working in cybersecurity. If you don't like what you're working on, say you don't like GRC, you can get into offensive penetration testing. Or if you don't like penetration testing, you can get on the defensive side. There's lots of different ways to transition in cybersecurity, so you're never bored, and your experience is going to count no matter what career field or what aspect of cybersecurity you work at. You're still working in cybersecurity. Every year you accumulate experience is going to increase your earnings potential. What specific cyber jobs would I most likely be able to get with a secret clearance and a security plus? That's a great question. Let's take a look. And there's an easy way to look at this. So we can look at, there's a great place, clearance jobs, clearancejobs.com. This is the best job board if you have a security clearance. So if we go cybersecurity, and we can just search for a job. Now we can filter this by your clearance level. Go to clearance, secret clearance. Here we have 2,800 jobs available for cybersecurity with the secret clearance. So let's see, here's cybersecurity analyst, Northrop Grumman, fantastic job, or a fantastic company there. There's some I'm not quite familiar with. Booz Allen Hamilton, absolutely fantastic. Bylight's a really great company. They hire predominantly veterans. That's a SDVOSB. That's a service disabled veteran-owned small business. Some of these I'm not super familiar with, but let's see. Blue Water Federal Solutions. I think I've heard that. I know Booz Allen's fantastic. So if we take a look at some of these, Northrop Grumman, secret clearance. This one's paying $87,000 to $131,000. Needs a cybersecurity analyst, and it looks like it's asking for different levels. So levels 1, 2, and 3, which is common, just kind of like help desk, you'd have levels 1, 2, and 3. So for level 2, they're just asking for a bachelor's degree and 2 years relative experience, or a high school diploma with 6 years relative experience. So for level 1, I imagine they're not asking for very much at all. So you could expect this is a type of job I would expect to apply for, cybersecurity analyst. And it's sometimes you'll see this cybersecurity analyst / principal cybersecurity analyst, so they'll combine multiple jobs into one job posting. That would be one cybersecurity analyst here at 3 squared. This one I think is more of an intermediate role because that's for 5 years experience. Now don't be afraid to apply for jobs that are asking for different levels of experience, because you never know what jobs are open. And the company might decide, okay, well, I could spend $130,000 to get somebody with 5 or more years of experience, or I could hire 2 analysts at $75,000 $65,000 per year or $65,000 per year who are starting out and have the same, still have that secret clearance, still have that DoD recognized credential like the CompTIA Security Plus, save some money and have 2 people hired instead of 1. So don't be afraid to apply for these jobs. It really does help. So I would say a cybersecurity analyst or cybersecurity specialist would be a realistic job title to get with that secret clearance. And clearancejobs.com, I'll put this in the chat here. This is the greatest website to look for if you have that security clearance. So I'm going to post that in the chat there. Great question. Okay. You earned a Security Plus recently. You're told right after that you should get the CGRC cert. So your friend can help you get in the game. I don't think the CGRC certification is very good certification. And let me show you why. If we take a look at CGRC, I'm just going to open this in a new tab. I like to target certifications that are relevant to job posting. So here we see just 100 jobs with CGRC. Not a whole lot. It's really going to narrow your ability to apply for jobs. And if we take a look, I'm not sure if we're even going to see CGRC listed here. Okay, we do see that, CGRC. So these are listed, but there's only 100 jobs out of the 21,000 jobs asking for CGRC. If you're looking for a good GRC certification, I would probably recommend the ISACA C-Risk. The C-Risk is a really fantastic certification of 600 plus jobs, 6 times more. That's offered by ISACA. That's a much better certification for GRC types of roles. So I definitely recommend C-Risk from ISACA over the CGRC. Good question, though. Do I necessarily need a college degree or some experience for most cybersecurity jobs? No, you don't. A lot of jobs will have either a listing asking you for a bachelor's degree or high school diploma, but relevant experience. And a lot of time, I don't have, I have a college degree, but my degree is not in cybersecurity. And when I went to school, there was no such thing as a cybersecurity degree. But I went through the certifications. I got my Security Plus and I got my CISSP. That's how I entered the cybersecurity career field. Then I worked in cybersecurity for the federal government with the Department of Veterans Affairs, Department of Homeland Security. I had a very successful cybersecurity career before I founded Cyberkraft. So you don't necessarily need a college degree in cybersecurity or in IT. It can help to have that, but look at it this way. If you can get an entry-level job in cybersecurity and then you can work in the field for 4 years, you're going to be more ahead in the field than if you took the time to go get the degree, spent 4 years on the degree, spent $100,000 in tuition, and then try to apply for jobs. You're still going to need the certifications. So in my opinion, you might as well just go for the certifications, try applying for jobs now. That worked for me, and that's why I advocate. If it didn't work, if I don't see the success stories, then I wouldn't recommend that. Okay, and then you passed your test using my PBQs for the Security Plus. Sec AI comes out in February. I think the new CompTIA Sec AI Plus is a great certification. I just attended a webinar today, a partner webinar with CompTIA. I think it's going to be a really good security AI cert. I think it's actually going to be one of the most popular ones out there. We're going to be offering a lot of training on the Sec AI Plus. So if you want to take training with us, we're going to have a full self-paced course, practice test, video course, and boot camps for the Sec AI Plus. Absolutely. Security Plus should definitely help you get promoted faster. Absolutely, it should. Yeah, cybersecurity analyst roles typically are paying about 75 to 95K jobs. So if you're separating from the military or if you're coming into the field fresh, I definitely recommend Security Plus. Now, if you're coming to the field with no degree or you don't have experience in the field, I definitely recommend getting probably 3 certifications to start out. Usually I recommend A+, Security Plus, and CISA Plus. Or if you want to be more on the networking side, maybe work as a network administrator, Network Plus, Security Plus, and CISA Plus. Those are really fantastic certifications to get your foot in the door. You don't want to just have one. Everybody's going to have that Security Plus certification, so you want to stand out. So I definitely recommend having 3 coming in as an entry-level role. Let's see. Is there any benefit in being bilingual? Yes, absolutely. There are some roles that, especially in international companies, that can help. You can use that bilingual language proficiency. So I would definitely look at, companies that have that international presence. bilingual can be certainly a plus on your resume. I would definitely put that proficiency on there. So we're talking a lot about Security Plus. The Security Plus, again, is a foundational level certification. It's a great beginner level cert. It opens up a lot of doors. It's required for most job positions in cybersecurity, and it really does teach you a good foundational understanding of cybersecurity. So I definitely recommend Security Plus for anybody coming into the career field. It's a good place to start. And once you go through Security Plus, you're going to get a good understanding of what you like and what you don't like with cybersecurity. What certs would you get if you wanted to work in the Red Cell teams? Now, if you're looking at Red Cell, I would definitely recommend like a Pen Test Plus from CompTIA or the Certified Ethical Hacker. Certified Ethical Hacker is a great certification because it has a lot of great marketing behind it from EC Council, and you get to learn a lot with the CEH. So if we look at CEH, we're going to see 1,000 jobs of those 21,000 asking for it. We're going to see like vulnerability analyst, $50 to $60 an hour, cybersecurity engineer. So a lot of the jobs that require the CEH are paying a lot more. They pay over $100K. Penetration tester. This is like these two would be like junior level roles. So let's take a look at those. So we have the cybersecurity engineer, vulnerability analyst. I thought I clicked on pen tester. Let me check on that. There we go. So this one asking for OSCP, which is a little ambitious for this salary. This should be paying more if they really want an OSCP, but they should be asking for, a certified ethical hacker. So if you had an OSCP, I would recommend you'd probably make more. You'd make way more than this. You'd be making over 100,000, but you can't just go get an OSCP right away. That is a very intensive exam. I don't recommend that until you've been working in pen testing for about 5 years. But the CEH you can get right away. And there's two levels of CEH. You can pursue the CEH, which is a multiple choice test. Then with the same materials, you can take a practical exam and get your CEH master. The CEH master is a practical test conducted over several hours where they give you a live hacking exercise that you need to complete. You need to capture the flag to get your full certification. So there's a lot of great marketing behind it. It's a fantastic role to search for. Let's take a look at here, like CEH in the clearance jobs. So if you do have a clearance, we can take a look at that. 119 jobs asking for the CEH in particular. Oh, and I have the secret clearance here. So let's just take that off. 480 jobs. So cyber threat hunter analyst, information assurance. And these are the types of roles paying 110 to 155,000 asking for the CEH. So a lot of times you'll see that CEH listed in those more senior level roles. Great question. I really love the questions. Pen Test Plus is also very good. Now, if we search for Pen Test Plus, we're going to see more than just the roles that are asking for Pen Test Plus, but you say have 100. And this is why I recommend CEH, because we have 100 here asking for Pen Test Plus, but if we look at CEH, it's just more popular. We have 1,000 plus jobs here. So that's why I recommend that certified ethical hacker. Great question, great question. So now there's different job roles within cybersecurity. Let me you have project management. You can get into, so if you're a project manager and you want to get into cyber, the Security Plus is a great thing to have. And then you have your PMP and your Security Plus. You can work as a project manager in cybersecurity. You can make a lot of money doing that. You can also work compliance and risk, the GRC route. There's cloud security. The offensive side would be pen testing, and the defensive side would be a cybersecurity analyst. So lots of great career fields within cyber, and these are just some of them. These are really common ones. Primarily what I worked with, I worked with cloud security and compliance and risk. So I was more on the audit side, more on the cloud security side, where I was examining systems to see if they adhered to policy, see if they were secure, and then I would make recommendations. Okay, we need to secure this system in this way, and I'd give those off to the systems administrator to make those changes, for example. So, yeah, fantastic. I'm going to read some more questions. I do have a TSSCI, and then the CISA Plus or CH also have the CompTIA training course that we get for SecPlux or Cyberkraft programs. Yeah, absolutely. We have Cyberkraft programs for all of these certifications, CISA Plus, CEH. You'll get, whenever you sign up for anything with us, you get our video course and our official course materials. So you get the official course materials through EC Council or through CompTIA. Great question. And if you have a top secret clearance, you're going to be making a lot of money check out clearancejobs.com and just search for the job roles that require the TSSCI. That is a great boon for you and your earnings potential in the civilian world. So if you want to get a GRC test, I would recommend you get that C-risk, the ISACA C-risk. Okay, so I'll show you that, the ISACA C-risk. And you can just go to our website, cyberkrafttraining.com. You can check out ISACA C-risk. I break down the C-risk for you. I show you all about, what's in the C-risk. I got a video I just made. So there's lots of things available. Definitely check a look at that. But the ISACA C-risk is definitely what you want to get for GRC. Okay, so if we take a look at cybersecurity analyst roles, here we see the CISA Plus. So the CISA Plus is definitely the position you want to get into, or the certification you want to get if you're looking at the GRC, the blue team route. The CISA Plus right here, cybersecurity analyst, you make $112,000 per year as with the CISA Plus. And it's a great certification to teach you those blue team skills. So this is kind of like the Security Plus, a little beefed up. You definitely want to go through that CISA Plus training. It's going to teach you how to make automations, how to work on your blue team skills with the CISA Plus certification. It's a really good cert. It does teach you a lot. It's required for a lot of jobs as well. Now, the pen testing route, I definitely recommend that CEH or the Pen Test Plus. As a pen tester, you can be expecting to make about $119,000 per year with your Pen Test Plus or your CEH. I definitely recommend CEH over the Pen Test Plus. And then for cloud security, the Cloud Plus is a fantastic certification. The Cloud Plus teaches you both AWS and Microsoft Azure. Both of those are the two main cloud platforms that are available right now. They combined make up 90% of the market share for cloud security. So Google Cloud and some others make up the other 10%, but most companies use either Azure or AWS, and with the Cloud Plus, you learn both. So it's much better to get that than to get individual cloud certs like from the AWS or Azure. You can make about $149,000, $150,000 plus. A senior level certification other than Cloud Plus would be the CCSP from ISC2. Now, if you're looking into auditing, in auditing, I would recommend the ISACA CISA. Okay, the CISA is the best audit certification. This one really provides you with the skills you need to excel as an IT systems auditor. Now, the CISA does require 5 years experience in auditing, so this is something that you want to get later in your career. But we see 3,000 jobs asking for CISA, the CISA, and we see auditor IT remote, ISSO. I mean, this one, oftentimes the nice thing with the CISA is you get to work in the financial sector. So like this bank here, Connect One Bank, is asking for an ISSO. And this is going to be asking for that CISA in particular. So great certification if you want to work in a bank or in the financial realm, and they pay really well. I've had some, before I founded Cyberkraft, I was looking at other positions. I actually interviewed with a major bank in New York, and I got offered a job as an ISSO, and they were paying very good. They want to make me a VP. I did turn them down. I'm glad I did, because I didn't found Cyberkraft, but it was available to me. So there's a lot of great jobs with that CISA certification. You can see the pay is really good as well. Now, we have different programs here at Cyberkraft that we offer if you have no experience or you have some experience moving into the field. So say you've worked in IT, you want to transition to cybersecurity, or you have absolutely no experience. For example, if you have no experience, you want to get into cybersecurity, we recommend our Cyber Warrior program. This is a 3-month program, walks you through 3 different certifications, the A+, the Security Plus, and the CISA Plus. And after you go through this program, you get all 3 of the certifications, and we do provide that job placement for you as well. Ideally, we want to have you make over $100,000 per year with this program. With an entry-level job, I'd recommend probably between $60,000 and $90,000, but there's lots of jobs available, and we're going to help you get there. We also have something like our Network Defender, which is Network Plus, Security Plus, and CISA Plus. A little more network focused. Now, you can use this to work in either as a system admin or in cybersecurity, so you have lots of job options with the Network Defender program. And what I'll be doing is I'll be opening up a Zoom call. If you are interested in any of these programs, you want to learn more, you want to talk with me one-on-one, I'm going to have that Zoom link open after the webinar here. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that Zoom link into the chat here. So you can feel free to join that. It's going to be an open Zoom. I'm going to be on there answering any questions, and you'll have the opportunity to speak to, so you can talk to me one-on-one, or we'll have my academic counselors there to help you walk through any of these programs as well. Now, if you're going for the offensive route, this is if you have experience in cyber or in IT, I recommend our Pen Test Ops program. This is where we get you the Pen Test Plus from CompTIA, the Certified Ethical Hacker from EC Council, and then we get you into the Security X from CompTIA. This is CompTIA's expert level certification, basically a beefed up CISA Plus, if you think about it that way. It teaches you, it draws from all the CompTIA certifications, and it's really the highest level certification you can get from CompTIA. So fantastic certification. And with this program, you could be making well over 100,000, 110,000 in cybersecurity. Now, if you're in a leadership role, or you have management experience, leadership experience in the military or in the civilian roles, maybe you're a manager or you're good at leading teams, I recommend our Digital Warfare Leadership Program. Here we get you the Security Plus, or if you have Security Plus, something like CISA Plus. Then we get you a CISSP. CISSP is the gold standard certification in the industry. And then we finally get you the CISM, the Certified Information Security Manager. So the reason these are very important, if we take a look at, first off, we go back to cybersecurity. We had 21,000 open jobs. Oh, okay, now we have 24,000 open jobs. Okay, so it jumped up. Now if we take a look at CISSP, how many of those jobs asked for CISSP? 9,000 of those jobs asked for CISSP. Now let's take a look at CISM. I bet we see like 3,000 asked for CISM. 3,000. Yeah, 3,000 of those are asking for CISM. These are the higher paying certs. So this is where you get really the big bucks. This is where you're making up to 200,000, over 200,000 in the field. This is the VP roles, the CISO roles. These are asking for the CISM. So if you really want to level up your career, get the CISSP, get the CISM. And that's what we do in the Digital Warfare Leadership Program. Can this webinar be recorded? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have this webinar on the channel so you can watch it anytime. Of the job pathways you recommend, what do you think people find the most enjoyment in? It really depends on the person. Some people really enjoy working in the audit side, where they talk to people. They're basically conveying, here's the vulnerabilities we have. This is what we need to do to fix it. And it's more of a social role. Some people really like to be very technical with the pen testing role. They like to be on the offense. They like to think about hacking systems, learning how hackers are hacking systems, using AI to hack systems. Some people like to do the defense aspect, where they're constantly defending against attacks, making sure the system is operating, it's available, the confidentiality of data is protected. Really depends on your personality. But the nice thing about cybersecurity is there's roles for everybody. So if you're really sociable, or if you really want to be technical, there's roles out there for you. Is it feasible to work 2 remote jobs at the same time? That does happen. That does happen. I can't say, I mean, I've seen it before. So people do that. They do work 2 remote jobs at the same time. I do not recommend doing this if you're going to take any federal role. You don't want to be doing that if you have any job with the U.S. government, or you're a contractor with the federal government. That can land you into some serious trouble. I have seen people do this with private sector roles, working 2 different jobs. It is definitely possible. I can't say it isn't. I don't think it's, you have to be very careful about doing that, and I wouldn't recommend it, especially if your jobs are interfering with one another. But I have seen that happen. I can't say I haven't seen that happen. Great questions here. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now with our programs, what we do is we pair you with a senior mentor, a senior instructor, or myself to get you one-on-one study sessions. We give you our live training classes. You get into each one of our classes. We give you the career assistance. We're going to write your resume for you. We're going to apply for jobs on your behalf, and we're going to prepare you for the interviews. The goal is to place you into a job in our programs. So if you're interested, please stick around, go into the webinar at the end. Now, if you are in the Army or the Air Force or the Coast Guard, or if you're in the military or a military spouse, or you're a veteran, there are ways to get the military to pay for your training. And if you're interested in learning about that, please join that Zoom call. I'll post the link in the chat again. But we're going to go over that in that Zoom call about how you can do that. And we can show you exactly step by step how to go through that funding. But there's lots of funding options available for you. So great way to get into the field while having the military pay for that. Now, that pretty much wraps up this portion on YouTube. Are there any questions before we jump into the Zoom? I'm going to start the Zoom here in just a moment, and I'm going to post that Zoom chat here. I'm actually going to start that here now. And then, so if you're in the waiting room, just hang tight in the Zoom waiting room. And I'm just going to stick here for a few moments to ask any questions on the YouTube before we wrap up. But I do really appreciate all the participation. It's been a lot of great participation today. Not to be a Scrooge, but there's possibility of AI disrupting the space, or does it advance it? That's a great question. Now, I think AI is a boon to cybersecurity. Where we're seeing drawbacks is in the coding sector. A lot of companies are replacing human coders with AI. Cybersecurity uses AI all the time. Use AI in cybersecurity with your intrusion prevention systems to analyze the basic operating patterns of your network, a normal operating state, and to detect anomalies, called anomaly-based detection or heuristic-based detection, and then determine abnormalities and flag those for a cybersecurity analyst to examine. Now, you don't want to shut down your network without having a human being look at those anomalies. So you need to have somebody behind the AI using the AI as a tool. So AI is going to be, it's already been used in cybersecurity for decades. It's just been called different things. Now it's a little more advanced. It's not going to replace an analyst. You always need an analyst to work with the AI. And on the offensive side, hackers are using AI now to dynamically create malicious code to attack systems. So it makes more cybersecurity threats. It has increased the threat landscape because attackers don't really need very much skill. Before, they needed to be very skilled to make these exploits. Now you can have somebody who's very low skilled, uses an AI prompt, makes some malicious code, and attacks your system with it. So it actually increases demand for cybersecurity professionals. I think it's a great boon. And there's a lot of use of AI in the defensive side. So great. AI is also used on the compliance side. Now we have AI tools that can read compliance documents that are usually thousands of pages long and distill those and come up with a summary of what needs to be done. So it really does help in a lot of sense. Great questions. Okay. Any other questions before I jump off the YouTube and I'm going to join that Zoom now? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody who joined the YouTube. The Zoom link's there if you want to join. Welcome anybody to join that Zoom if you have questions, no matter what it is. But I always appreciate having you guys on the live streams. Thanks so much for joining. Hope everybody has a great day. Take care.